Welcome back, everyone. We are about to get into match number 2 for the night of the UT4 Elim League Season 3, hosted by UTPugs, match between Gabo and Phantaci. 1 second, I think I've got the team names a little bit here, but Gabo's is a little bit less memorable. We got the Hydro Crab Clan, say that 8 times fast, and Thunder Cash, the totally original name from Phantaci, that he hasn't used before in any way, shape, or form. Never seen the light of day. Thunder Cash has never been a team in any Elim League. Keeping in line with realm of originality of Unreal Tournament team names in draft leagues. But anyways, sure to be a great match here. Phantaci, one of the highest rated players. I think second only to Phantaci, or maybe third to Phantaci in turns. Regardless, strong player, highly rated, and has one of maybe the most underrated players that's still like near $800 in last. Last, the perennial UT4 hater. And we have the ready up ask from Phantaci, the good luck, have fun from Gabo, U-Shots, Phantaci, and not even mentioning U-Shots is in this game.
Three, two, one.
And I think we're gonna have a rehost here quickly because Dem left the game. So 100% this is going to get rehosted. We're going to be kicked out, put back in, and yeah, rehost is coming. Jesus. What a start. Also, shout out to Costco. They're not a sponsor, but when the wife wants chocolate, you know, they've got some big, massive bags of Lindor truffles for pretty cheap. Huge, huge W. Tasty as hell. Right. But anyways, we have the rehost. We are back in the game, ready for the hopeful eventual, warm-ups here. Phantaci picking Team 2K4 got last Dem and Quadramix. Quadramix first time playing UT4. Taking him a little bit to warm up. His playstyle does strike me as 2K4 inspired, so probably going to take a little bit to get into the UT4 swing of things for him, but could potentially be a big sleeper pick for Phantaci. Dem, everyone's favorite sandbagger, needs no introduction. He should be, pretty decent, solid performer for his team. And we're going to go right on board. We're going to go right to Phantaci round 1. Because why wouldn't you? Why are we in third person? This is exactly, he's one of the top rated players in the game. This game has a lot of decently strong players here. U-Shots, Phantaci, Lass. The one thing I will say that Gabo's team doesn't really have any sort of weakness. No player that you would that should theoretically do pretty low PPR, and Phantaci's getting pushed down in mini. Crab's taking him down plus W with the shock primary and quad. Now in the 1v3, unable to convert a kill, and 1 round quick on the board to Gabo's team, and we're going to go over to U-Shots there. Absolute, their ace, and we will see how this is going to get going. And U-Shot's playing this back haul position, not able to find anything right now, and Dem gets right on top of him. Rockets come out, 60 damage into Dem, but he's just got so many people on top of him, and he is getting out of dodge as fast as possible, trying to help his teammate there. And somebody's going to be behind U-Shots really quickly. He does get shot. Lass is behind. Phantaci's also behind and trying to survive. U-Shots getting out 90 damage while cornered. And now it is Lass and Phantaci in a 2-on-2. And Hydro shooting those rockets that everyone absolutely loves him for. Surprised that there's not some sort of skin to make them rockstar cans that come shooting out of his gun. But Phantaci now down to a beam's worth of health. And headshot onto Hydro, but Hydro says, I don't give a crap. I'm going to take you out anyways. And 2-0 now to Gabo's team. Hydro currently leading the way 4-0 kill-wise. We're going to go on board with everyone's favorite degenerate gambler and see if he can't make good on his own Leandry bet. He's certainly trying. I will say my scouting report on Hydro is that he loves Signify, and as we casters curse him, we're going to go over, and it's soon to be Gabo, and it's soon to be Krabs in the 1v4. Unlikely he's going to win this. There are a lot of very stacked people on Phantaci's side, and he does indeed go down 2-1 now. I mean, we're just getting started, but Hydro seems to do very well on both Sheops and Signify, so 2 maps that I would not want to pick against him if you could avoid it, but obviously Phantaci, as most people know, loves Signify, does well here, and we're just on Krabs here. The man's going to hold mouse 1 with Shock Primary, tape that button down, and so is Dem though, so those two are going to be trading, and it's already they're already a man down from Gabo's team, and it's not looking good. They don't really have high ground. Krabs goes down, and now it is U-Shots, and he goes down just as I'm trying to swap to him, unable to survive. And we're gonna go. You know, we have to show Lass here, give him a round start, and he's playing statues. The stone cold hyper real position, sitting in the back, shooting his guns, and looking like he's gonna move forward. And he's going to get a nice flank off here, but, I mean, his team's already down to him and Phantaci's at 7 HP, trying to do his best to survive, and it is now Lass alone versus the world, or in this case, just versus Gabo's team, and doesn't blow up that combo, could have done a ton of damage, does get taken down, and Gabo's team retakes the round lead. And you know what, now we're going to go Quadramix, the 2K4 player, gonna give him a round here as he's gonna loading up some rockets, getting out his Shock Primary, getting out that shield, trying to make use of it. Not quite as good as the 2K4 one, but can do in a pinch. Eats a huge combo though, but his team is up a player. Hydro and Krabs still very healthy. Lass not so much. So gets onto Krabs. Krabs just using that minigun, mining down Quadramix, and now Phantaci gets taken out by Hydro's rockets as he's Goomba stomping across the map. Hydro Zio stacked out of his mind, doing the work necessary, and we're going to go on board with Gabo, and he's looking at nothing. So back over to U-Shots, and U-Shots fighting at the minigun, goes down, flacked by Phantaci. Sounds like a designer product label. Flacked by Phantaci. Yeah, I'm not going to try that. Sounds terrible. Ode to Phantaci. Ugh. And, I mean, Lass coming out, fighting Krabs down at Rockets. 1 HP, Krabs takes him down, and it is now Krabs, just Krabs. Where is he? Why can I not get to him? Hitting the wrong buttons. Got to him as he died. 4-3 now. Gabo's team doing good. This is a close game so far. Actually, we haven't been on Dem. Dem loading bio. Nobody home. Absolutely missed, but now loading Tri-Rockets. Misses that. Hits the nice LG, though. And now Hydro's in his face. Gets the flak out. 3v3. Hydro getting right in on Dem. He goes down. Hydro pushing as if he does not care about his life. And it is a 2v2. Phantaci now down to within a snipe of his death. No, actually, no. He can survive just barely. Hydro and U-Shots both very low. Need to land a couple of things. U-Shots goes down. Hydro missing. Phantaci getting out. Hydro could have maybe blown that up, but not quite enough damage. And Phantaci takes out Hydro. 30 HP to his name. Ties us all up. It gives the teabag for good sportsmanship. And we're going to go on board once again. Phantaci currently leading the way, 4.2 PPR for his team. And I mean, if he's got to make things happen for his team. Last should be an absolutely fantastic Robin to his Batman, but you know, we all know who Batman is on this team, and out of them it's Phantaci. And right now he's just absolutely shreds Krabs. Krabs unable to unload the rockets, gets rid of Hydro, and he can survive a snipe and make this difficult. U-Shots very stacked and does land a snipe. Phantaci now within a beam of his death and takes down Gabo, makes it a 1v1, has a chance. Big combo, but U-Shots eats it and hits the snipe instead. Gets his team a round victory, but Phantaci, absolutely phenomenal play out of him. And we're going to stick on board. That was a great attempt to clutch out of Phantaci. Could have seen an incredibly good 1v4 Dark Horse ace already early on in the season. And we should see some good ones. I mean, I don't know if Wasty had one in the first rounds or two, but Phantaci has a nice flank and absolutely eliminates Gabo. And now U-Shots does not care. Hits the shot. Oh, I was on the wrong person. That was that was Lass who was shooting that combo. I thought U-Shots was about to get a 1v2 World Star Ender there. That would have been quite something to see. And Phantaci just U-Shots in his face, pulls out the link gun, gets some damage out, goes down. I mean, he did probably the most damage that he might have been able to get out of that situation. He was in a tough spot. And now Lass gets out a nice bit of damage and is now Lass and Dem against 3. But Gabo doesn't really count as much of a player. He's got 2 HP. Not that it matters. Dem now alone. Got to run for his life if he can get on Gabo, but he's just taking shots in the back. Dem, apparently a big fan of the back shots, goes down, and there he goes, 6-5. Gabo's team retaking the lead. This is a close one. We're gonna go on board. U-Shots leading the way for his team, 3.6 PPR. Hydro 3.2. Pretty good performance out of Hydro. Something that we would hope he continues. And U-Shots just landing. I mean, the dude lands shots. His name is Unreal Shots. You would expect him to have fantastic aim, and it's true. It's damn true. He does. And running right into Quadramix, and Quadramix getting out the minigun, taking out U-Shots. Great use of chip damage to take a good player out of the round. And Krabs and Hydro now against 2, and Hydro, not long for the world, gets flacked by Phantaci. Surprised Phantaci didn't take a minute and give Hydro a nice shipment of a British drink, but instead he just goes on his way. And you know what? Phantaci, good rocket damage out onto Gabo. And Gabo's now sandwiched in between Lass and Phantaci. That is not where you want to be. And Phantaci proves that it is the wrong space, getting the quick kill and trading some damage with Hydro. And Phantaci going down to U-Shots now. And all of Krabs' team is got the shock. They're going to push this Rockets kill here. Get the kill at Rockets. It is now 2v1. Huge combo onto Quadramix, and he goes down. And now it is all up to Lass. 1-on-1. He is getting shock primaried. The ting-ting-tings are coming out. He's stuck on the torch. Tries to get out of dodge. Goes down. Hydro takes him out. Regains the lead. And what was looking like it could have been a bad round quickly turns... or could have been a bad round for Gabo's team. Quickly turns from sour to sweet as they collect the round win, 7-6. 3 rounds away from victory, and Lass he's just holding this little bio angle, getting a lot of damage out, playing with vision, and that's not even an angle I knew you could actually make use of, but Lass definitely does. And now he's missing the rockets onto Hydro, but is able to finally connect. And Gabo now alone, and they're on him. Quadramix that dude's going to get the minigun out. But doesn't matter. Last takes him down. And 7-7, we are once again tied up. Best of 5 for the map 1 victory. And here we go. U-Shots 3-4 isn't able to trade effectively with Phantaci there. Takes more damage than he's able to give back. And just trying to hold, but he's just getting hit from every little which way. His team is cornered in this minigun backhaul area. They very much don't have a space on the map, and Quad runs right into U-Shots. U-Shots just 5 taps him. Absolute insanity out of the man. Great rocket now, and Phantaci at minigun. U-Shots unable to connect. He's got 1 HP. Can he finish it off? He can't. Gabo now has the trying task of taking out a pretty stacked Phantaci. He is unable to make good on that. Phantaci puts his team ahead, and we're going to go back to the man himself, the leader of his team, the yeller of voice comms, Phantaci. And can he secure it for his team? Runs right into U-Shots. U-Shots runs right into Dem. Kind of a rough spot to be. And great combo out of U-Shots to get some damage out. Phantaci trying to get around the corner first. Unable to do so. And now Krabs and Phantaci are facing off. Krabs is just going to hold down that mouse 1. Phantaci trying to trade with the sniper effectively. Unable to get Krabs down and leaves Dem alone. 1v4. This is... I was going to say, seemed like it was decently winnable. 2 people were one-shotable and just took a little bit too much damage, then was unable to find the right angle. And, I mean, we're going to go back. Phantaci's 4.2 PPR, clearly by, like, several leaps and bounds. Currently the best player in the server, showing why he's as highly rated as he is. But U-Shots is playing a pretty good lead role himself. And Hydro's Hydro. Phantaci wasting the jump boots, pulled the Gabo, used them as soon as he possibly could. Or Gabo, Mancho, whichever one of them loves using the jump boots as soon as they pick them up. Phantaci emulates it. Probably not what he wanted to do. And it is Phantaci and Lass against 3. U-Shots and Gabo both very low. Hydro, however, quite stacked. And very patient. Gabo sees Phantaci. Phantaci sees Gabo. No one hits the shots. U-Shots taken down by Phantaci. And Hydro coming out does not explode the combo. Probably needed to do so. And goes down to Lass from behind. And Phantaci and Lass. What a twosome. Able to get the 3v2 win. Takes out all of Gabo's team. Puts themselves 1 round away from winning. And we're going to stay right with Phantaci here. Can he help his team secure? Already making U-Shots his life hell. But he ends up getting into a crossfire he doesn't want to be in. And U-Shots, however, unable to capitalize. Goes down instead. But Phantaci is 1 shot away if they can just hit him. But they can't. And Phantaci gets saved by his team. And now it is all on Hydro and Gabo to try and make this 2v3 a win for their team. They can do it. Phantaci is very low. Phantaci very easily killable. But Lass gets behind. Phantaci does go down. So now it is just Hydro and Gabo against Lass. And Lass is trying to run. Runs right into Hydro. Hydro missing every shot. Does go down to Lass. And now Gabo against Lass. Lass slightly healthier than Gabo. Lass hits the shot. Lass is going to keep pushing here. Go for the gold. Gabo needs to hit the shot. Unable to do so. He has very little health. He does have a health pack remaining, but Lass is chasing him down. Lass trying to go for the combo. Doesn't connect. Gabo does take down Lass. Gabo connects the combo. Connects the primary. Takes Lass down. And 9-9. This is a round for all the marbles on Signify. And we're going to go on board U-Shots. He is the leader for his team, I believe. Yep, still is. He's got to do big things. Missing Dem there and eating some rockets instead. And his team is trapped currently at water. They seem like they don't really have much of the map presence. And U-Shots trying to avoid getting shot by a guy over at Bio. And there's now 2 on Dem right onto U-Shots. U-Shots takes down Dem. What a fucking play from U-Shots. And now it is all on him. He's got to carry his team. Phantaci, or no, Lass hits the headshot. Thought that was Phantaci. Lass gets the headshot, wins the round for his team, makes good on that shot. And Lass, 4,300 damage. That is, I mean, 2.8 PPR underscores how good of a performance he had. Phantaci was just Pac-Manning all the kills, but man, oh man, Dem and Quad, slightly subpar games from them, but they did enough. And even though Hydro had the strong start, unable to keep it up and keep his team in it, U-Shots definitely had the better performance out of the two. Almost 5K for U-Shots, 4,800, 40% LG accuracy. Some great shots out of the top. Both top twos on both teams, making a fucking game of it. And right now, we're going to have a great map and elucidation. This one is fast-paced and hectic. And we'll be right back. Quick 10-15 second break until the map starts. And you got to do some housekeeping as well. And we have the ready ups. The match has been started. The host has hit the enter key, and we have the final countdown. 3, 2, 1. We're getting right into this map number 2 on elucidation between Phantaci and Gabo. And we're going to go right on board. Actually, we will go on board with Last. He was the guy who got the final kill for his team. We'll show him round 1. And, oops, got to make sure X-Ray is on. We'll try our best. A huge combo out of Last, kills Hydro. And Krabs eats another big combo. Last just hitting great combo after great combo and goes in, tries to get onto U-Shots. Looking for him. Doesn't hit the shot. Great flak. And now Gabo left alone. And Gabo goes down. And there you have it. Round 1 in favor of Phantaci's team. Thunder Cash, the wholly original name. And we have... I mean, we're going to have Phantaci round 2 here. And he hits a nice snipe onto Krabs to start with. And... I mean, it looks like his team seems to be stronger. They're getting a lot of these first early kills, and then they're just steamrolling their way through the map. And Phantaci wiggling his way out of shock, gets out of there. Headshots, Krabs gets domed for his life. And now it is a 2v3. Make that a 1v3, and Gabo gets obliterated. Saw it on stream from a dead camera perspective, but not from the first-person perspective himself. And you know what? We're going to go on board U-Shots. Can he help Gabo's team turn it around? And so far, he is getting the worst of these trades with Phantaci. Phantaci just great movement, great use of the, not perspective. Yeah, can't think of the word. Great use of, prediction. Great use of prediction. Moves in such a way to avoid all the damage and then gets the minigun out, finishes the kill. And now Hydro and Gabo stuck in the corner by shock and just trying their best to avoid dying here. And Hydro alone and running. Misses the shot on Dem. Might have needed to hit that one. It is Quad and Dem, the two lowest players, but they chase him down into a corner. Absolutely smoke him. 3-0 now in favor of Phantaci's team. And we're going to go on board with Krabs. Krabs, you got to do something to turn your team around, man. You are currently having a pretty poor performance in this game. Need to do more than 1.1 PPR, but, sometimes he has some big rounds, can hit some good shots. Great kill onto Dem. able to work with his team. It looks like his team is going to be able to turn it around. Last playing the glass area and worming his way back over to ramps. And U-Shots runs right into two people, right through Last, basically. And now Krabs alone against Phantaci and Last, not where you want to be. Misses the combo, gets the primary, but Phantaci can shoot through the glass just as well as he can, but Krabs able to take down Phantaci, and Krabs does survive a snipe, but Last is very healthy. He needs to hit multiple shots. The combo misses or doesn't hit. He doesn't hit the combo, not sure, but Last 100 HP. Krabs needing to hit one more snipe to put him within one shot. Doesn't connect there, and Last just pulls the link gun out. 5 HP. That is a death sentence for Krabs. Goes down, and now 4-0 Phantaci's team running away with map 2. And we're going to go right on board Phantaci, trying to shoot through the window. Does not succeed there. Gets the nice snipe onto Hydro. Combo does not connect. Phantaci, great readjustment to the combo there, but just a little too long. Didn't connect, and now Krabs on Phantaci's case, trying to go for the shots. Big shot through the window onto Krabs. Phantaci getting out a lot of damage. I mean, he's had 20 HP for what feels like forever, and made that hell on the opposing team, and made this very winnable for Dem and Quad. And they just need to hit a couple shots here, and they can clean up this round. But so far, just not going their way. U-Shots and Gabo able to clean it up, finally get a round on board for Gabo's team, the Hydro Krabs clan. I still not sure what they're I'm trying to remember their team is going to be quite difficult. And as Quad's going to push Hydro here and back off, 2K4 Instincts coming in there, able to get a lot of blocks there, but he's currently in a 1v4, looking unlikely that he's going to win this one. He is trapped in a corner in Matrix, goes down. Somebody took the lift from right out in front of him, and now 4-2 Gabo's team trying to make the comeback. And we're going to go on board with Hydro and see if he can open up a rock star on the enemy team. He's going to need a couple because so far they're struggling, but makes Dem's life miserable with a full flak there. Hydro just needs to connect a couple more shots and he'll take him down. Turns around to get Krabs, turns around and shoots Phantaci, and now Dem, after that bad exchange with Hydro, is all alone against 3, goes down, and don't blink, or you'll miss the fact that Gabo's team is now 1 round down, 3 rounds to 4. They are mounting a comeback. And Gabo gets right in on Quad and Phantaci, I believe, and just unable. Nice readjustment to get the primary onto upper glass. Gabo showing us the target acquisition skills, and now making Last's life a living hell. And Quad is next. Man, Gabo is doing some work. It is now all up to Phantaci and Dem. Now all up to Dem, and Gabo just takes his health bar with one combo. 130 damage. Peace be with you, health bar. And don't look, they've tied it up 4 rounds each. Gabo's team ain't gonna go out like a bitch, and they are now going right to Phantaci's team here, Thunder Cash, and making them pay. But Gabo, not the smartest move, just goes up the bounce pad directly into a combo. Better decisions have been made. That was definitely not one of the good ones. But now we're there. We're gonna go Phantaci 4 PPR, U-Shots 3.9, both of them playing absolutely phenomenally, and we're gonna go show some Phantaci once again back on the camera, the high performer, and he eats a combo from U-Shots, who's going right in on Quad, takes down Quad, and now we've got Last coming in to just jump right in. U-Shot, surprised he didn't pull out anything a bit more melee range and just chase him much more aggressively there. But Dem now taking some damage. U-Shot's not staying true to his name. He's just chasing him down, hitting the hit scan, takes him down. 5 rounds each. Absolute insane play coming out of, I mean, U-Shot's at 4.5 now. Fantastic stuff out of him, and hits a snipe to start off this round too. U-Shots hitting hard. And another snipe landed. U-shots just... Oh, Phantaci. Great boot jump, great rockets. And just... him and U-shots have been trading health so, like, well at each other pretty much this whole series so far. And now U-shots all alone. Gets cleaned up. 6-5. Phantaci's team has seemed to have stabilized. And, you know... I mean, they're trading rounds now, but after going up 4-0, blowing that lead to 4-4, trading rounds is at least better than continuing to lose round after round. And Phantaci currently kind of surrounded, has a couple people looking at him. U-shots hits a good trade. U-shots 10 HP, lands 2 snipes, and does end up going down, but almost takes out Phantaci. But now Hydro, the tough challenge of trying to take out multiple people, he is not up for it. Hydro 1.7 PPR, absolutely crumbling. I guess he is a signified Sheops merchant. His elucidation skills not looking so great. And what the... 1 second. Sound device was goofing out. Don't know if the stream can tell, but I basically can't hear anything while my sound is like messed up like that. All I have to do is unplug it, plug it back in. We have 7-6 Gabo's team getting around back, and they've made a game of this, and Coconut landing 2 snipes on Phantaci early. Phantaci feeling the Phantaci getting crabs. Not exactly what you want to hear, but in this case, it's a good thing for if you're a Gabo's team. But Phantaci is able to survive. 10 HP does finally go down, and that has left us in a 2v3 after the dust clears, and now Quad eating shots from U-shots goes down to Hydro, and they have once again tied it up 7 rounds apiece. A best of 5 going to the end of this map for map 2. Gabo's team needs to win it if they want to continue in this match with a chance to win it. If not, they are playing for a one map victory. And so far, though, I mean, they're not looking strong in this first round as they are down to their last player. Huge combo. I mean, looked like a Stombo out of Quad. Coconut Crab saying heavy lag. So we'll see what if they move servers, whatnot. But I mean, Phantaci's team taking the 1 round lead here as they need 2 more. And fighting U-shots, Phantaci looking at Dem to begin with, just seeing the shots and thinking that there was an enemy close. Turned out to be a teammate. Thankfully, he didn't shoot him. But they are down a player. But Phantaci gets right behind U-shots and misses the flick flak. And instead, U-shots and him just 2 ships passing in the night do 0 damage to each other. And now Phantaci trying to get it, pushing right in towards Hydro. Hydro shooting the rockets, making Phantaci's life miserable. Phantaci does take out Hydro, but he's got Gabo right on him. Gabo missing the shot, hitting the rocket though. Phantaci, he looked away at the last second. Gabo peeks back around the corner, hits the snipe. 8-8. We are all tied up. Best of 3. We are going right to the end here. And Phantaci has kind of fallen off. We're going to go with U-shots right here. See if lasts maybe next round. But U-shots getting comboed in the back. Trying to do what he can, but he's unable to do much. And currently, Phantaci getting pushed down by Krabs. Krabs should pull out a minigun. Somebody's got to make the call that Phantaci is low, but currently everyone missing. Phantaci hitting the snipe. Hydro going down immediately after, and now on map point. Phantaci's team is close to taking this series with 2 games to none scoreline, playing a third just for funsies and standings. But Lass getting right in on Hydro, and Hydro missing the point-blank flak, but Lass proving that hit scan is usable at all ranges as he hits 2 point-blank primaries. You can't miss when your enemy hitbox is taking up your entire screen, is Lass's adage, and just takes out Hydro with the Link to finish it up. And now, however, it is all up to Lass against U-Shots and Crabs. They are both coming from the same angle here. This is prime bait for a huge combo. And currently, huge anti-combo. And Lass misses the lined-up shot on U-Shots. It wouldn't have killed him unless it was a headshot. But the huge anti made that one almost possible. And we are going to go on board Phantaci last round. Can he secure it for his team? This is the clutch round. And he eats a huge combo through the window. He is cursing this version right now. And Phantaci trying to now he's trying to get out damage that he can. Big combo onto U-Shots. U-Shots not looking above him. And now Crabs eating a big combo. Phantaci an equal opportunity combo server. And it is now a 3v3, but Gabo on 15 HP dies to a stiff breeze, and Phantaci looking the Crabs all alone. Gabo leaving him, and Phantaci's just going to keep peeking this. Takes him down, gets the shock primary out, and another 10-9 victory to Thunder Crash. Hell yeah. Dem crashed map 1, had to force a rehost. So Thunder Crash, pretty apt, but Thunder Cash taking out Gabo's team 2-0. They've won the series, and we're going to be going on for a map 3, which is played for the standings, not for the match win, as that is now out of reach for one of the teams. Phantaci's team's going to look to take the 3-0, however, and I mean, I hope you guys like wasting with a LOD bias. Well, let's go. But give me 15 seconds, get a drink, and quench the thirst and rest the voice. Okay, he should be in here in a second. Dem is apparently on his way, according to Phantaci. So just waiting for him to join. Probably has to download the map. Just in case anyone isn't familiar with the rules, although let me guess, my guess would be most of you are probably playing in Pugs and or in the Cup yourselves. Waston is the map 3 tiebreaker for this week. Every team will be playing Waston in map 3. So get used to seeing this, although this should be the final matchup for the week. I believe it will be, so pretty soon should be out of this, and we will be in week 2's tiebreaker, which will not be Waston, that's for sure. Don't know what is actually next week's. I do believe we've got Campgrounds, Phase, and Remedy as tiebreakers, maybe Quest as the tiebreakers. I can't remember, but here we go. We have the readies up. We are getting into the final start, and we are going to be into this map in just a few seconds, and we're going to go on board once again right with Phantaci right off the bat. He has played 2K4. His team should actually be quite strong here compared to the other one. They have a lot of 2K4 experience. Phantaci moving up towards the shock area. Runs right into the whole of the other team and going to shoot the cores out. Should have blown up that combo. Would have done a ton of damage. Instead, he is looking down the sights at somebody. Big combo onto U-Shots, though. U-Shots does get the better of Phantaci. Goes down immediately himself, though. And already Dem and Quad. Quad has 10 HP, and now it is Dem all alone against 3 people. 1v3, eats a huge combo, 32 damage, or 32 health remaining. That health goes very quickly, and a 1-0 lead going over to Gabo. And we are currently looking at a 1-0 lead for Gabo's team, and Quad right now surviving and giving his team a couple of easy flanks, and now U-Shots is gonna be alone against Quad and Last, or U-Shots 12 HP against Quad and Last. They're pushing him down, take him out, and now Hydro, last alive, runs right into one. Don't know how well Hydro knows this map. This might be seeing Hydro moving around, unsure of where he's going to be. He's going to sit in a corner. I really hope they come up the ramp. They definitely hear him. He takes out Last. He runs right into Quad. Right into Quad's face. Both players are low. Quad gets the better of Hydro. Hydro goes down. Evens the score line 1 round apiece. What an absolute mad lad. Both Quad and Hydro are. They just went toe-to-toe, and Quad ended up getting the better of it. And now we've got Last using all of these angles. Headshots, U-Shots. Feels bad. Dude was pre-aiming that for a, eon, as U-Shots just walks into him. And now Gabo stuck in the AR. He's going down low. 2 players there. And Last turns around, shoots Krabs at shock, gets the health pack. And it is now Gabo and Hydro in a 2v2 against Quad and Last once again. And Last missing the combo. Pancakes Gabo. Absolute. That's what we love to see. A pancake on stream. Hell yeah, Last. Shoot your shot. Or in this case, don't shoot at all and just jump on their head. Showing us what it means to be Super Mario. And although I guess Last and Luigi have more letters in common. But Last currently right behind Krabs, and Krabs going down. Last. Phantaci LOLs. We missed whatever it was. Feels bad. Hydro is got 3 people right in front of him, and he's going to get pushed by Last here. Last shooting the core in front of his face, and Hydro doing his best, takes down Quad, and he's got 2. It is a 2-on-1, and the combo from Last misses, and Hydro doing his best, but he is now cornered, goes down, And now 3-1 in favor of Phantaci's team. Last 3.5 PPR. Hydro currently leading the way. We're going to go on board with U-Shots. Hydro asking where Erase is. It ain't here, bud. And it'll probably never be here. Not in a 4v4 cup anyways. Map is a little too small for 4v4 as U-Shots eats another big combo. U-Shots 2K4 finalist. So you would maybe have won a different season, but you would expect that this man knows this map pretty well. He's had to play it. So, you know, you would expect him to be pretty good, but currently last in a 3v1 or 1v4, sorry, and takes down Gabo, turns around, can't get away from U-Shots, hits the big rocket, hits the snipe, and can he get the kill on Krabs here? Needs it, gets it. He still dies to a one sniper shot, but so do both Hydro and U-Shots. They both die to a beam. If they beam Last, he might be able to get them. And Last missing the shot onto Hydro. And he is now looking. U-Shots does not miss the shot onto Last. Last going down. And Gabo's team able to bring it back to 1 round. And we're going to go back on board Hydro. I mean, he's got exactly, he's leading his team, so somehow he must be a wasted player. He definitely wasn't an elucidation player. Came in last on his team. Pretty subpar performance from Hydro on elucidation, but, you know, everyone's going to have them from time to time, and it's a thing that happens. I mean, Mash put up like a 5 PPR performance on Signify earlier tonight, and he was last place on his team unstructured. It happens. And currently Hydro and Quad going at it. Quad very low, but now U-Shots facing 3 people, and Phantaci does not miss the point-blank shot. U-Shots does miss the shots. And his shots were pretty unreal, as in they didn't hit anything. They had no physical form, and he goes down, and Phantaci's team taking a 2-round advantage, 4-2 right now, as we're going to go back on board Last, who's just holding angles, and U-Shots separates Quadramix from his noggin. And Last is getting damage separated from his body as well. Has his life separated. And now Phantaci, trying to survive in pillars, goes down to Gabo. Dem goes down to Hydro. Same time. 4-3 now in favor of Phantaci's team. And, I mean, we're going to go on board with Dem. I did see him pull out Bio once. So, missing that shot on U-Shots, though. And him and U-Shots are just going to hold these small angles, and Dem getting the better of U-Shots, the pixel shot going his way, but not that one, but U-Shots just keeps pulling. Dem is just tinking U-Shots to death. Not where you want to be. Headshots, Krabs. Dem, what a round so far. Doing about 300 some damage, and now it is all up to Hydro. Hydro, in between 2 people, goes down to 1, and now Hydro goes down to Quad. Quad finishes him off, and that is another round in favor of Phantaci's team. 5-3 now. Last is still leading the way. We're going to go with him. 3.7 PPR. Only 33% LG, but he is making every other gun work, getting damage in. I think he got shot by a teammate and then took some damage from somewhere else. So far, Last not the most positive in this round. Finds his way right into U-Shots and loading rockets, deciding not to shoot them, shoots some grenades, gets right into Gabo, full flak. Gabo feeling the negative effects from that, and Last unable to connect there, gets only 23 damage with that flak, and is now forced to kind of run Phantaci. It has U-Shots right in his face. Phantaci trying to get out of there, and he almost misses the jump and almost falls down, goes down to Krabs, and now U-Shots versus Last will go on board with Last, and Last gets the opening shot. Well, actually, they both trade shots, and Last getting the better one. U-Shots just takes him down. Had a little bit more than one little bit of health left. One snipe wouldn't have finished him, so U-Shots definitely had the better option there, better opportunity there than Last did. But Last made it a challenge. And right now, Last is currently not looking at anything, but Dem looking at 2 people, and Phantaci going in, and Dem shooting Phantaci, not exactly what you want to see. Phantaci has to back out, and we're going to go Phantaci loading rockets, going back into pillars, and Krabs does not I don't know how those rockets missed everything, but they did. Nothing got hit there. And Hydro now on Phantaci, and Phantaci just trying to live, gets some rocket damage out onto Krabs, and gets a great kill out onto Krabs, and now U-Shot's all alone, and he's got rockets, and he's getting shot in the front, in the back, shots everywhere into U-Shots. U-Shots goes down 6-4 in favor of Phantaci's team. Last, still leading the way, 3.7 PPR. We'll go back on board. But he's also currently not looking at anyone. Looks like Phantaci's doing a lot of the early pushing for his team, giving Last the ability to clutch these late rounds. Hit or miss so far, but it feels like these teams are very evenly matched. Like, neither one of them has gotten... The biggest lead I think we've seen is the 4-0 start Elucidation, which was blown almost immediately. And, I mean, it was blown immediately. They lost the next 4 rounds. But right now, Last and Quad against 3, the 2v3. Last shooting great combos, misses that one though, and Quad now, they know where he is. They are surrounding him, and Quad trying to gets sniped from point blank range. Hydra shooting some rockets, Quad running for his life, and he's just in a crossfire of 3 different bullets. Finally goes down 6-5. Gabo's team firing back, and U-Shots leading the way, 3.4 PPR. Hydro not far behind, 3.2, and looks like there is some fighting directly in front here as, I mean, now all of a sudden we're... Then Phantaci eats a big combo, and U-Shots getting onto Last getting the damage out, and Krabs getting in Last's face, Last killing himself on Krabs' noggin. That had to hurt. Dem goes down. Quad last alive in the 1v3. Has a little over 100 health and doesn't expect the angle from Krabs and goes down to that. Wow, Krabs just getting primaried. And U-Shots does not miss the snipe, though. Takes him out. 6-6 now. As Gabo's team once again making a comeback. And we'll go back on board with U-Shots, although it looks like he's going to be kind of on the back end for his team fighting here. And Phantaci's going to push up here and check and turn his face into 2 people. And those grenades almost bounced back into him. Thankfully, they didn't. He's just deep enough to avoid that combo. And him and Krabs trading. Krabs goes down, and U-Shots somehow, world's longest flank, something other side of the map, completely untouched, and runs right into Dem, trying to push through flak here. And if he can take out Dem, he might be able to defend himself, but unable to do so, goes down, and now 7-6, Phantaci's team retaking the lead. And we'll go on board. Phantaci's been pushing faster, Last holding back a little bit more at the start of these rounds. And Phantaci going to window, and they don't turn. They correctly just shoot the grenades, make it tough for him. Phantaci coming around, hitting Krabs for the little bit of tink of damage, and now running right into Gabo. Takes out Gabo. Nice snipe. Phantaci failing the movement trick, and then decides better of it. And we've got U-Shots and Hydro against 3 here, and good damage out of U-Shots, but they've now fallen down. U-Shots kind of, that's 2K4-ish combo. I feel like UT4, the angle gets checked long, not short. And U-Shots alone against a bunch, takes down Quad. Nice snipe into Phantaci. Pushing in, probably not the best idea. Takes out Dem. And now Phantaci dies to almost anything. And U-Shots does crucially survive a sniper beam. And Phantaci shooting rockets. U-Shots, great use of Link Primary. Evens this up, gets the Dark Horse. What a round out of U-Shots. Absolutely fantastic stuff from him. And we now are going back in 7-on-7, best of 5 for the map 3. Again, Gabo's team cannot win this, but they can at least ease the suffering and pain a little bit by getting a map win. Currently, U-Shots backing off. Phantaci running right into 2, goes down. And now Dem and Quad in the 2v4, and Dem just goes down instantly. Quad getting chased. They know where he is. Quad's got to get out of dodge. Big, whoa, only 45 damage. Thought that combo would be bigger. Ends up getting taken out by a nice LG from U-Shots. Killing spree, I think, for U-Shots there. I mean, he did just get a Dark Horse. Let's be real here. 3.7 PPR. He is carrying his team so far. And U-Shots just putting in great work. Nice shot out of U-Shots. Just big combo out of Phantaci as he's directly in the action. Great use of the shield. Gets out of there with his life still intact and is just landing shot after shot. Finally goes down. Unfortunately, Quad is the only one left alive. Phantaci did a ton of work, and it's just not going to mean a lot because Quad is surrounded and just getting pushed down here. Link Gun or Flak, anything to come out soon, and Gabo's team takes the lead 9-7, getting the best of the next 2 rounds, and we're going to go on board Phantaci. Can you even this up for your team? Actually, we're going to go on Lass. Lass is last alive. Looks like he's got a pretty slow but good flank here, and he misses the shot on Gabo. That is not what you want to see. It hits that one, but now Gabo is well aware, and 84, good combo, but Lass is just, I think, a little bit not on the map enough for his team. I just don't see how this is helping him, but it definitely seems like it's doing well this time as Gabo and Krabs are the last 2 alive in a 2v3, and now it's just Krabs against 3, and he is getting cleaned up. Well, should get cleaned up, but makes it interesting as he gets a lot of damage out onto Lass. Almost takes him down, almost makes it a 1v1 in which he could have killed Phantaci, I think, with, I mean, if he hit a headshot, could have taken Phantaci out, but 9-8. Can U-Shots secure this for his team? Gets Lass early on. Gets another one onto Lass. Lass is 2 snipes. He is a 3rd and a mini away from death. And Quad running right into U-Shots. And so is Dem. U-Shots hitting the damage. Dem almost gone. And U-Shots just, he's not missing. This is truly unreal. Finally goes down. Gets out so much damage. And now Phantaci against Phantaci and Lass against 3. And U-Shots got out so much damage and headshot out of Phantaci onto Krabs. Phantaci now last alive, has a little bit more than a snipe's worth, takes out Krabs, makes it a game. Phantaci still dies to 2 snipes. They miss him. Hydra misses him with that one, and they get the primary. One primary will kill him. That rocket almost ends him instead. But Phantaci moving up, sees Gabo, tries to get the shot, misses. Gabo takes down Phantaci, makes it 10-8, gets a mat victory for his team. Whoa, boy, what a series. In total, that series, all 3 games, were differentiated by 4 rounds. We had 2 straight back-to-back 9-9 games, and then a 10-8 as our finisher. What a absolute 3-star, 5-course meal of a game. Holy moly. We're going to go on to week 2 coming up here just a minute. We'll have streams from myself, Phantaci, anyone else who happens to show up. But, I think that's it for week 1 of the UT4 Season 3 Elim League. We will bring a lot more to the table coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. Keep in touch. Hosted by UTPugs. Hit up the Discord. Get involved. Start pugging. Play some games. Watch some games. Be a member of the community. We will love and treasure you all and give you all endless shit. So until next time, take care, everyone. Have a good one.